My name's Kea Krosschell. I work here at Madison. I have just moved into an associate consultant role. I was candidate manager before that. I have been in New Zealand for almost a year, obviously from the UK, but my dad's from New Zealand, so I'm an English Māori girl, just to mix it up a little bit. I have studied most of my life, so I went through school, did university. I had 1 year of working and then I did my master's in psychology. And I think coming to a new country that's a lot smaller than the UK has been really interesting in terms of me learning about the job market over here, I suppose, and different ways to get into work. Particularly working for a recruitment agency as well. It's been really interesting. The first thing I would think of is how you can get a reference. So every employer will always ask you for a reference, and if this is your first job, you need to think about building relationships, and whether that's you have a strong relationship with a particular teacher who can give you a reference, or you can get a character reference from someone who is a family friend. I suppose I always did part-time work. I was lucky in that I could just get a Saturday job collecting glasses at the local restaurant. But I've always volunteered as well, so I mean, even after university I really struggled to get a job, but I made sure that I was still doing voluntary work, and I was doing voluntary administration work as well, which helped me to get my first full-time paid job as a receptionist, because I'd been doing that in the voluntary sector. And I think people tend to think, oh well, it's voluntary work so it doesn't count, but actually that allows you to build those relationships and the networks, and then you can get good references as well. And if you're volunteering every Saturday, it's showing that you're committed to something, and that you're reliable, and then you can be, prove yourself that way as well. Companies want to see people that are mature, punctual, reliable, who just have a can-do attitude, so someone who would just come in and do whatever's needed, and whether that's cleaning the toilets, I've done that before, or helping out on the front desk, for example. It can be anything. It's just about being the yes person with a positive attitude. Yeah, I can do that, yeah, that's fine. So I think qualifications versus networks. I come from a country, the UK, where it's kind of instilled in you that qualifications are the most important thing that you have to have. And I've been through university, I've done my master's, and I still struggle to find a job because I hadn't made those networks and I hadn't gained the relevant work experience that I needed. So I think if you can, from a younger age, and it's probably something that I didn't realise as well, if you can start making those networks and building up that work experience, I suppose, in the voluntary sector or part-time work, I think that is just as important as qualifications. I think the qualifications show that you are hardworking, I guess, but in a different way. I don't think they're the most important. Some of the other things they can do, be a part of a sports team, kapa haka groups, leadership programs or anything like that. Prefects, if you go for head boy or head girl. Also mentoring, if you can mentor younger students, new students as well, that's really good. Again, it shows that you're trustworthy, you're reliable, and you're showing that commitment to something outside of your studies as well.